Hello and welcome to another video. So, it's been a while, once again. Before making this video, I actually had to look up what I did in the previous parts of the series, which was in May last year, by the way. If you are new here to the channel or you forgot the point of this series, I'll explain it now. The goal is basically to obtain full ascended equipment, and I will be sharing my progress every once in a while in form of these videos. In the videos, I will be talking about what I've obtained in between the videos and what I've done to progress. It's kind of like a vlog, if you will, or a progress video. To recap, in part 1 I obtained my first ascended weapon, the Soja's Spire, for my Elementalist, which at the time was my main. In part 2 I started doing more fractals, which allowed me to purchase some Berserker trinkets, more specifically an amulet and a ring. Now, that leaves me with part 3, which is this video. What have I even done with my time? Well, a lot actually, so let's start from the beginning. After making part 2 of this series, I played a bit on and off for months actually. I would mainly log in and do some fractals and claim the daily rewards, but ultimately I didn't play that much at all. And towards the end of August 2017 I basically stopped playing altogether. However, in January this year I started playing again, and I've been playing more Guild Wars over the past few weeks than probably ever before. Since I started again, I've been thinking through what professions I enjoy playing. The Elementalist was my first level 80 character, so it will always have a special place in my heart, and it was my first character ever. And that I leveled 1 through 80 the legit way, if you will. I then boosted a Necromancer to get some variation to my gameplay. And that's kind of where I left. So when I returned, I started doing the story missions on my Elementalist, the Living World season missions. And that's kind of when I realized that the Elementalist isn't for me. The Reaper, however, is a lot of fun, but ultimately it's a profession I kind of get bored playing after a while. So my search began to find a class for me. And that's where this progress video really starts. So I created a Ranger, which I fell in love with. I used a level 20 booster and some tomes, which brought it to around level 60. I then leveled the rest on my own, and when I reached level 80 I started unlocking one of its elite specs, the Soul Beast. Which is entirely new to me, by the way, since I stopped playing right before Path of Fire was released. So with my newfound love for Soul Beast I started gearing up. Due to prices I decided to go for Sinister equipment, which at the time of crafting was about half the price of exotic Viper's gears. So that's what I got. Felt that it was the smartest investment. Because the plan at the time was to get Ascended Viper's gear for the Soul Beast, and I would gradually swap out the exotic Sinister equipment for the Viper's Ascended equipment. And that was the plan. I then started farming the Living World maps, mostly Bitterfrost Frontier and Lake Doric, so that I would be able to obtain Ascended trinkets. I was doing so on both my Ranger and the Necromancer. I've also been doing some Heart of Thorns events, such as the Battle in Tarir, which has made me a fair bit of money, honestly. And it's one of my favorite meta events in the game, just because how satisfying it is to loot the chests in the end. And it's a rather quick event considering how much loot you actually get. The annoying thing though is that it actually takes more time to sort out your inventory than actually completing the entire event. And all that has brought me to the point where I am right now. At the time of recording, I now have full Sinister exotic gear with the Condi weapons. For the interesting things, 2 Ascended rings, an Ascended amulet, an Ascended accessory, and lastly an Ascended backpiece, which are all Vipers. I'm still however missing an Ascended accessory, and of course I still have the 2 Berserker things and some 2 other random rings. Obtaining all the Ascended trinkets have taken some time, of course. And since I've spent most of that time on my Ranger, it has resulted in me spending quite a lot of time with the class, which once again has led me to feeling that there is something off. So I decided to create another class, a Mesmer, and that I did today. My total playtime right now is close to 240 hours, and I have 4 level 80 characters. I haven't mastered any of them. And I would even consider myself to be very much a beginner with all the professions, and especially their elite specializations. That kind of is alcoholism in a nutshell, isn't it? I could make an entire video about alcoholism if you're interested, giving my opinion on the classes, professions and their elite specializations. Could be kind of fun. But you should know this, My passion for this game is stronger than ever before, and I've had so much fun exploring the classes and their elite specializations. The problem I have is that none of the characters are truly clicking. I'm looking for that one special class that I can truly master and be proud to call my main. Perhaps the Mesmer is just that. Until next video, I will continue my quest on obtaining full ascended equipment. But before that, I will have to decide which character I want to play, which will be the true challenge.